Welcome to Nurtureminds.com Soroban Abacus Lesson 1. I'm going to talk about the basics of Abacus. You might wonder why learn to use ancient calculator in this day and age. Well, you can read the benefits of using Abacus by visiting wikipedia.org/wiki/Soroban. So let's jump right in. We have here is a 13-column Soroban abacus. Abacus is formed of three components: the heavenly beads, the earthly beads, and the reckoning bar or the beam. The top row of beads are called the heavenly beads, and these are divided by the reckoning bar or the beam. For the sake of simplicity, we will refer the reckoning bar as the beam for the remainder of the chapters. The beam also allows you to establish decimals. As you can see on the reckoning bar, I have some markings in white. So this marking allows me to set 2 decimal places. This marking allows me to establish 5 decimal values, and so on. You don't have to have any decimals, and you can ignore the markings, and there are no decimals. The heavenly beads have the value of 5, whereas the earthly beads have the value of 1. The heavenly beads are moved by your forefinger, and the earthly beads are moved by your thumb. Now it is very important that we establish this habit of moving the heavenly beads by your forefinger and the earthly beads by your thumb, and you will see down the road why. The bead value is counted only if it's touching the beam. So this would be counted as 1, 2. Or if it's closest to the beam. In case of 2, you can see the second bead is not technically touching the beam, but it is closer to the beam. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So once again, doing it the right way with your thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now each column represents the place value. Earlier I spoke about the decimals, but let's assume we don't have any decimals to begin with. So this column right here, the rightmost, would be your units column, your tenths, your hundreds, your thousands, and so forth. Let us begin by positioning the beads and its respective value. 1. The very first earthly bead touching the beam. 2. The second earthly bead. As you can see, it is not possible to touch the beam, but it is closer to the beam. And 3 and 4. Now, as mentioned earlier, the heavenly beads have the value of 5. So in order to represent the positioning of 5, we bring one heavenly bead closer to the beam, or we touch the beam with it. So with your thumb, you bring the 4 down. With your forefinger, you bring the heavenly bead down, and there we have a positioning of 5. 6. It makes obvious sense that we move the first earthly bead up to the beam. 5 and 1, 5 plus 1, we have 6. 5 plus 1, which is already 6, plus 1, 7, 8, and 9. Remember, the heavenly beads have the value of 5 and the earthly beads have the value of 1.